Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk. My name is John, and today here on the channel, we're going to be talking about 1987's The Monster Squad and its KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray. This review was actually voted on by you guys, the subscribers here on the channel. I gave you guys 3 KINO LORBER 4K Blu-rays, and you guys chose The Monster Squad. But before we get into that 4K Blu-ray review, I like to do a quick film review, and that's what we're going to do right now. So if you don't want to know nothing about The Monster Squad, and you only want to know about the 4K, you guys can skip ahead right now. So The Monster Squad was directed by Fred Dekker. It was co-written by him with Shane Black, a great writer in himself, and also a fantastic director who gave us such movies as The Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, so you know he has a certain style to him, and he also wrote this movie. And this movie is a very beloved cult classic from the 1980s, and if you were a kid in the 1980s, I imagine you are probably a huge fan of The Monster Squad. This film feels very similar to The Goonies, where it's just a bunch of kids. They form this group where they really are obsessed with like one thing, and in this case, it happens to be the Universal monsters. You know, Dracula, Frankenstein, the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, Wolfman, all of that. They're huge fans of him. That's what they obsess over. They have a bunch of kids that are in this one group, led by the group's leader of Sean, played by Andre Gower, who's definitely most known for this movie. And honestly, this cast doesn't really have many well-known big A-list actors in it, if any at all. I would have to say probably the most famous actor that's in this movie besides Andre Gower, and really he's still most known for this movie, is Tom Noonan, who plays Frankenstein. And it's really funny because there's an extra on the 4K Blu-ray when we get to it later where he does an in-character interview as Frankenstein, talking about his career as if Frankenstein was an actor, you know, traveling around to set after set playing Frankenstein. And that was really funny. So, you know, he takes the character pretty seriously, I guess, or at least he's in on the joke. But I really did enjoy that extra. And the movie itself, it's about just a group of kids, like I was saying, who are obsessed over the Universal monsters. And then one day, the Universal monsters want to take over the world. And who knows more about them than these kids? So that's what their mission is. They're going to save the day. And all these kids have great chemistry in this movie, especially with each other. They do feel like kids around this age, you know, before the age of like 16, when you can start driving and hanging out, drinking, doing drugs, whatever the hell you want to do when you're at that age. No, these are like preteens, early teenagers, you know, still in like middle school. And they really did capture that tone perfect. If you were ever in middle school, and I'm sure most of you were, you know all about the sense of humor that you have about that time. And the thing about this movie that hasn't really aged that great is some of the jokes in there. You know, the one kid, they just call him Fat Kid. His name is Horace, but for the most part, even his friends, this is the guys who he hangs out with, they just make fun of him and call him Fat Kid. And listen, I have buddies and we just rip on each other all the time, but they're ripping on him more than anybody else in this movie. They don't rip on anyone else but him for the most part. And you know, that was a big time 80s trope. We saw it in the Goonies, where if you were a fat kid, you were gonna get made fun of for being fat. They always had like a candy bar in their hands. They're always looking to eat. And that's something that really probably hasn't aged that gracefully, but it's also the 1980s, so you gotta kind of understand it's of the time. And even Andre Gower has talked about this. If this movie was made today, the leader of the gang would be Phoebe, because she's the one, you know, who has the heart, and she's the one who connects with Frankenstein's monster in this movie, which I absolutely love, because that's a throwback to the original Frankenstein, where Frankenstein accidentally kills a young girl who looks very similar to Phoebe in this movie. So I thought that was a nice little touch, and instead of killing Phoebe like you would think Frankenstein's monster would do by accident, no, he forms a friendship with her. And you know, Frankenstein is really on these kids' side. He's not on the side of the other Universal monsters like Dracula and the Mummy, who are trying to take over the world. No, he's like, oh, I finally got a friend. I just wanted to be accepted. And these kids accept Frankenstein's monster for who he is. And this movie's just filled with a ton of laughs, great 1980s special effects. And what that means is, you know, some of them don't hold up that well. The makeup effects are very noticeable, but this is also a 1980s children's movie. It's not supposed to be taken that seriously. Like, you can poke holes in the plot and the story of this movie for days, but that's not why you're there. You're there to be entertained and understand that this was a 1980s kids film. So if you were a kid in the 1980s, you absolutely love this movie. But if you come to this movie like me as an adult, and that's what I did the first time I ever saw this movie, very similar to The Goonies, where I like this movie a lot, but I do not absolutely adore it like other people do. I can come back to it every few years, enjoy it, have a smile on my face, appreciate it for what it is. Hopefully it's the kind of film that brought younger kids at the time to horror movies. It's just one that I didn't see as a kid, so I don't have that love and appreciation for it like a lot of other people do. But I do really appreciate the movie, and I do really appreciate what they were going for. As a fan of the Universal monsters, this movie is still a lot of fun. Does it have flaws? Absolutely, but it's very easy to overlook those flaws because it's just a very fun 1980s movie that I could definitely recommend you guys check out, especially if you haven't seen The Monster Squad. Maybe you want to check it out on this KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray that we're going to talk about right now.
Wolfman's got nards. Come on, come on!
Well, here it is, the KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray for the Monster Squad. And I actually just grabbed this in the KINO LORBER sale that they had going on. I grabbed this, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and a few other things. And the Monster Squad, I was very interested when it first came out, but I waited. Like I was saying in the movie review, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, even though I do appreciate the film. So when it went on sale, and I got it, I believe, for $17, this was an absolute steal, because right out of the gate, this is one of KINO LORBER's best 4K Blu-ray releases that they have ever done. Now, it says on Blu-ray.com that this did have a slipcover on it, and also, this artwork is reversible, so you have this artwork right here, but you also have the original movie poster on the other side, which looks very similar to this, so if you want to switch it around, you can do that. That's pretty awesome. KINO LORBER doesn't do that every single time, so it was pretty nice to see them actually give a little bit of extra care to the packaging, mainly because it does kind of look like every other KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray that comes out. You know, we get the movie poster on the front. It's just very standard, uniform KINO LORBER box art that they like to go for. When you go inside, it's a 3-disc set, which is really awesome, because you get not only the movie on 4K Blu-ray, you get the movie on Blu-ray, and that's where you're going to have all of your other extras. You're also going to have this 3rd disc, which is a 2018 documentary directed by Andre Gower, you know, the guy who plays Sean in this movie. And it's called Wolfman's Got Nards, which is obviously a very famous scene in this movie with the Wolfman. And, you know, they named the documentary about that. And that documentary isn't necessarily a making of documentary. It's looking at the cult following for this movie, everybody who's involved in the movie, their experience in the movie, the love for this movie. And it's a great documentary. It's about an hour and a half long. It was supposed to coincide with this movie's 30th anniversary, and I thought that was really, really awesome. And to include it in this 4K Blu-ray is absolutely great. And that's another thing about this. Not only do you get that documentary that's about an hour and a half long on a 3rd disc, but all the bonus features on here, all the extras, are phenomenal. You also get a 5-part making of documentary that was released for its 20th anniversary. That's all edited together into an hour and 16-minute documentary. You get deleted scenes. You also get this great extra I was talking about in the movie review, where we have an interview with the guy who plays Frankenstein in character as Frankenstein. I always appreciate when they do things like this. If you ever saw the movie Hugo, Sacha Baron Cohen stays in character for an interview as well. I love it when, you know, you're in character, but you're still supposed to be a Hollywood actor. I absolutely appreciate that. And it's on the set of the Monster Squad, so it's really awesome. You get that in there. You also get deleted scenes, TV spots, 2 audio commentary tracks. If you're an extras junkie like me, I mean, we're eating good in the neighborhood with this one. They gave us everything. And KINO LORBER, it's weird. They're usually at the mercy of whatever extras are available already. Like, earlier this year, I reviewed Kindergarten Cop on 4K Blu-ray. The only extra on there was the trailer, which always aggravates me when you just put the trailer on there. I guess it's cool, but I mean, we live in 2024. You can watch the trailer on YouTube right now. You don't really necessarily need to put it on the disc. I'm not going to complain about ever putting anything on the disc, though, but still, if that's your only extra, that's always very, very, very disappointing. KINO LORBER is also known for kind of padding the extras, but they did not have to do that with here. This is just amazing what they gave us for the extras. Absolutely 10 out of 10. If you're a fan of the Monster Squad and you want to know every single thing about it, definitely grab this 4K Blu-ray, because that 3rd disc and the 2nd disc in here are going to give you everything you've ever wanted to know about this film, and including 2 audio commentary tracks. I mean, you're going to have extras for days, and that is a good thing. Now, what about the visual and audio? Well, the audio itself, you get 2 tracks. You get a DTS HD 5.1 and a DTS HD 2.0. You can listen to that track on both the Blu-ray and the 4K Blu-ray. The Blu-ray itself, though, as far as the visuals go compared to the 4K Blu-ray, it is a big jump from that Blu-ray to the 4K Blu-ray. I'm not too sure if they're the same exact scan. I wouldn't be surprised if they're different, because that Blu-ray itself is very grainy. It's very faded as far as the colors go. I mean, this is how I remember the film overall looking, so I'm not too surprised by that, but I was very shocked at the big difference from that Blu-ray to the 4K Blu-ray. Now, both the opening sequence, when we're, 100 years in the past with the Blu-ray and the 4K Blu-ray, they both look a little bit faded no matter what, and I really just assume that's the source material, because after we get past that opening sequence, the movie itself, the Blu-ray and the 4K Blu-ray, becomes night and day. The 4K Blu-ray starts to make the colors look more fuller, more dense. We're starting to hit those deep blacks, which it kind of does struggle with in the opening scene, which I do find strange, but I guess, again, that's just all source material, because for the rest of the 4K Blu-ray, we have no issues with the visuals almost at all. Some scenes, again, I'm assuming it's all source material, might look a little bit faded again, but for the most part, the skin looks natural, the colors look full. They look dense, and they really have a great range. And, a lot of times, we're just looking at the leaves, and the green will just pop off the screen. This is a 1980s movie using real effects, real practical effects, and all that stuff becomes noticeable where you can notice the material. And the 4K Blu-ray is just going to bring more of that to the forefront. And, of course, cheesy 1980s effects, which I always appreciate. But this might take some people out of it, because when you bring certain movies to 4K Blu-ray and they're using effects, the effects will become more noticeable. But this movie's kind of cheesy cheesy on purpose. It knows that you're not supposed to take it as seriously as you should. It's a 1980s kids movie, so, you know, kind of go in with your expectations tapered if you've never seen this movie before. But if you're a fan of this movie, you know what you're getting into. But the visuals themselves, they're going to definitely be noticeable if you're looking for those certain things. But overall, I think the visuals are the standout for this, along with the extras, because they are just so well done. They really made this movie look best it possibly could. It still maintains that level of grain that we want the 4K Blu-ray to maintain, but it's not overbearing on the grain like the Blu-ray can be at points. It really knows how to adjust and make sure that the grain is at the perfect levels, and that's what the 4K Blu-ray format can do with the Dolby Vision, with the HDR10. It handles the grain better, it makes the colors look better, and then of course we're hitting those deep inky blacks, which doesn't happen as much in this 4K Blu-ray as you would expect, but still, overall, what a fantastic transfer from a visual standpoint. Now, that DTS HD 5.1 also surprised the hell out of me. Very well mixed, making great use of your channels. A lot of bass, which I was very much hoping for. The sound effects all sound great in this movie. And again, making good use of your channels. This is what a DTS HD 5.1 should sound like. And if you're a fan of this movie, again, man, they did a good job mixing this audio track. I am very, very, very impressed with this 4K Blu-ray. I didn't expect it to be that good. Again, when I was on the site looking at the KINO LORBER 4K Blu-rays, both the Monster Squad and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy were pretty low in price, which surprised me because, you know, usually that means that they don't have as much faith in it. This was also one not coming with a slipcover. It's the only one I didn't get with a slipcover. But really, this is one of KINO LORBER's best 4K Blu-rays. They should be promoting this even more because it is a fantastic transfer from an audio standpoint, from a visual standpoint. The amount of extras and bonus features we get on here are just incredible. The packaging, if it has that slipcover, then it's just right in line with every other KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray. But we also get the reversible art, and then, you know, everything else is uniform to look like every other KINO LORBER 4K Blu-ray, which I appreciate, but I know other people find very, very, very boring, and I can completely understand that. So how would I rate KINO LORBER's release of the Monster Squad on 4K Blu-ray? Man, I have to go pretty damn high on this one because it really surprised the hell out of me. I am going to give the Monster Squad on 4K Blu-ray a very solid 9 out of 10. If you're a fan of the Monster Squad and you haven't picked this one up yet, wait for the next KINO LORBER sale. They have a couple of them each and every single year, and I promise you, if you can get it for the price I got it for, which is about $17, you pretty much stole it because this is one of KINO LORBER's best 4K Blu-rays. And guys, it's also Tuesday. That means it's time for our digital code giveaway. So let's see who this week's two lucky winners are. And if you don't know how our digital code giveaway works, in every single video we put out on Friday, we ask you guys 2 digital code giveaway questions. All you have to do is answer one of those questions in the comment section below. As long as you did that, you come back to this video right here every single Tuesday. We put your name on a magic wheel. We spin that wheel 2 times. The 2 names it lands on, they have their choice of the digital codes that you've seen on your screen before you today. A lot of those digital codes are donations from fellow subscribers like yourselves who enter into the digital code giveaway. There are also codes for me, and there are also codes for Matt, who used to work with me here on the channel. So this digital code giveaway is one of my favorite things to do each and every single week, mainly because I just love to talk with you guys in the comment section below, get some recommendations, which is always awesome because people give me great recommendations. One of those recommendations was for a movie called The Man from Earth. I do not know who recommended this movie to me, and if you did, please let me know in the comment section because I watched that movie on Tubi this past week. I had a free couple hours and I had it in my phone as a movie I needed to watch. I checked it out. Absolutely loved it. So if you guys have never seen The Man from Earth, you can watch it right now on Tubi. It's very thought-provoking, very philosophical, which are movies that I absolutely love. But hey, that all comes from you guys in the comment section, and all you guys give me great recommendations. I add all your recommendations to a list, and eventually I will end up watching them. So keep them coming. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys answering those questions and entering into this giveaway. And without me blabbering on too much, let's see who this week's 2 lucky winners are. So congratulations, Mr. Unknown Seeker and the existing 4 podcast. You guys have both won in the past before, so you know how this works. Make sure you reach out to me. My email address, letstalkentmt@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Direct message me that way. And same thing, as long as the other winner doesn't get that digital code is all yours. And Donna B, you can also have a digital code as well, because that's right on the line. So we'll have 3 winners this week. Congratulations to all you guys. And if you didn't win this week, make sure you guys come back to this Friday's video when we will do this all over again. And next Tuesday, a week from today, along with our digital code giveaway winner, we will also be doing our members giveaway. So if you were a member of this channel under either the Friends of the Channel tier, the Producers tier, the Directors tier, the Producers tier has John Del Juggalo, Jason Martin, or Mr. Smelly Potato at the current moment. The Directors tier has Frank from Frank's Medium Reviews, so make sure you guys head over there and subscribe to him. He just did a great review with Cody Leach as well, so make sure you guys head over there to his channel, give him a subscribe. But he's a director here on the channel, and anyone who's a member here on the channel, whether it be under the Friends of the Channel tier, the Producers tier, or the Directors tier, every single month we do a giveaway for those people. We do the magic wheel just like we do with the digital code giveaway, but we put all of our channel members on there. And this month, our channel members can pick from one of the following 4K Blu-rays. The Lost Boys, still available on 4K. Thor Love and Thunder on 4K Steelbook. Warm Bodies, I reviewed this last year on the channel. It is a great Lionsgate 4K Steelbook. If you haven't checked this one out, it's a good movie and the Steelbook is great. And then last is the Italian Job 2003 remake that came out on 4K Blu-ray from Paramount last year. So as long as you're a channel member, you are going to be entered into that giveaway. So next week, along with our 2 wheel spins for the digital code giveaway, we will be doing our channel members giveaway. I'm also probably going to go in there sometime in the next few weeks and adjust the membership tiers, maybe change the price around, add some perks. So if anyone has any recommendation for the perks for each of the levels of the channel, let me know in the comment section below. I'm always trying to figure out what you guys would like to, as far as channel members go. I'm always working on that. So any ideas, again, guys, please feel free. Criticisms, all that, it's all well and good. I really appreciate that. It helps to keep this channel growing. If I don't know I'm not doing anything right, I need to know in the comment section, and I would really appreciate it. And everybody who supports this channel, whether it be through the channel memberships or just being a subscriber or just checking out these videos and liking them, we really, really appreciate that. All of that really does help to keep this channel growing. It's all about that algorithm. You got to share this video. You got to turn notifications on. I really hate asking people to do that, mainly because I'd be a hypocrite. Sometimes I'll be watching other people's videos and I'll forget to like the video, even though I'm a YouTuber who knows how important that stuff is. So I try and only ask that at the end of the video and maybe throw a subscribe notification up in the beginning, because I completely understand everybody here is a human being. So I don't want to be like, hey guys, come on, keep subscribing, keep sharing these videos. But it is important. It's the only way to keep growing on YouTube, because YouTube, it's all about that algorithm, baby. We got to keep it going. But thank you guys all so much for supporting this channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, get out in those streets and tell your friends about us, and then we'll be seeing you around.